Yo, what up, y'all? Your boy Brick Street Sprite in the building, man. Like, subscribe, comment. Brick Street Hooligans, Brick Street Media, Hooli Vision. I just wanted to quickly speak on a not so positive trend, man. That's been gaining steam within battle rap. Something that I see a lot of battlers do that's taken away from the product, taken away from the quality of the battles and product that we receive these days. You know what I'm saying? And it's the late prep. It's people waiting until the last second to prep. Now, a lot of battlers take this as like a badge of honor these days. They brag about the fact that they can wait till the last second and write for their opponent. Now, with that being said, this is the reason for a lot of stumbles, the reason for a lot of chokes, the reason for a lot of lackluster performance from a lot of these battlers. There's no coincidence that around the entire, I know there's a lot more battlers now, but there's no coincidence that we see a lot more of that type of shit now. Now, I know battlers are being overworked here and there. They battling too much. I get that. But a lot of these dudes wait to like twerk, for example, just for an example, but also like drugs and I know I'm just naming all Goonies, right? There's a lot of other examples though. You know what I'm saying? A Jack Boy, whatever. That's all Goonies, but just saying. There's a lot of examples of battle rappers that do this, but those three came off the top because they do it so often and brag about it. And those three are kind of the ones that damn near started the whole trend, you know what I'm saying, of almost bragging about the shit, you know what I'm saying? And also what that does is it's a preset bailout for yourself if you lose. You know what I'm saying? Say you get bodied. Oh, but I just wrote that last second. That's not an excuse. That's your fault. All that does is show lack of respect for the league that you're battling on, lack of respect for your craft and your art, and laziness. You taking advantage of whatever league you on. And the reason I made this video is because I've seen it a lot lately, but I was watching the revival card on Word Sport Battleground, which was a fire card, altogether generally a fire card. It was just a dope event. I was entertained thoroughly, but there was a few people, the URL battlers, that Yo-Yo paid to battle, to me, disrespected his platform by showing up and reading, showing up unprepared. You know what I'm saying? Like Jack Boy, for example, was reading all of his shit and still stumbling while he reading and then bragging about how he wrote it the day before or hours before. I'm like, bruh, if you're given an allotted amount of time to prepare and you wait till the last second, you can't use that as an excuse. And that's nothing to brag about. You as a professional should use the allotted time and show up ready to go. You should show up with your shit tight. Cause that shit is unacceptable, man. And that's just not, there's nothing dope about that shit. And that doesn't y'all trying to make preset excuses for yourself to fall back on when you get bodied. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I wrote that the last second. The only time it's acceptable for late prep is if you found out if you're a fill-in or the card just popped off and you only got a couple days to write because you just found out about the card or the event that you're involved in. You know what I'm saying? That's the only time that is acceptable. Otherwise, you just bullshitting and you just disrespecting the league that you're on. I also think D.I. the Henny Man disrespected that shit. Jay Murda disrespected that shit. Like, they didn't put any time into actually preparing. They're just stealing plates from people, basically. And that's disrespectful to the culture. That's disrespectful to battle rap. That's disrespectful to the platform that paid you to come be a professional. They're paying you money based off what you've done in the past as a professional. And you're going to show up and do that? That's not a good look, man. Just because somebody's a big name doesn't necessarily make it a good look. All the other battlers that weren't as big of names were way more fire on the card. You know what I'm saying? The actual run, like, bruh, Luke Kane, Lady Caution, Luke Kane went off. You know what I'm saying? Innovate, Rio Nikosi went off. Abysmal went off on Slayer. Bruh, there was some good back and forths. That trade, though, Teeks the battle was fire as fuck. Fire ass back and forth. I gotta watch it again. I can't even call a winner. But yeah, man. Shit crazy. People just taking bags, taking plates, and it's becoming a trend, and it's really, really making the quality of the product in battle rap a lot weaker based on the fact that people are fucking think it's all right and cool to like prep last second and then brag about it. That's not cool, man. That's lazy as fuck. Don't stop that shit. Stop that shit because you're not even living up to your full potential. Why would you want to step out there and not give people what you can and show people what you can really do? Why wouldn't you want to give it 100% and show people what you really can come up with? You ain't that busy, motherfucker. None of y'all battle rappers. I don't care if you have several battles booked. Write for all of them. Give yourself the allotted amount of time. Either way, man, that revival card was a fire card, and all the battlers that weren't the big names were the ones that was fire on the card, man. You know what I'm saying? Spasmatic killed D.I. Henny, man. Hey. And Lady Caution, shout out to Lady Caution because of what she was going through with her cousin and showed up. Now, I know what I say about Lady Caution. I don't know if she's transgender or what. You know what I'm saying? I still think the question is out there, but I'm just talking about that performance. Still showed up and didn't read off paper. Still tried to memorize it and spit. So I respect that, even though I still think that she's the battle rapper Caution. You know what I mean? I still think that her sexual orientation is in question. You know what I mean? But either way, yeah, man. But also that's why I kind of wanted to segue into you know, Hollow the Don and Rum Nitty, who are coming up on a card. We don't know the rest of. I want them to release the rest of that card so I can speak on it and break it down and give my predictions for it. But just mentioning those two dudes that rarely ever choke. I never seen Hollow choke or barely even stumble. And Nitty a few times, but not much, man, because his style is way too fucking, like, his punchlines are way too thought out, man, and way too intricate to be able to write that shit the night before. He's usually very well prepared and doesn't stumble or choke. Gets through all of his material and is great performing it. You can tell that he's been working on it for the allotted amount of time that he had to get ready for that shit, because it's too dope, man, and it's too thought out, you know what I'm saying, for him to be able to do that quick. You know what I'm saying? You can tell when somebody's writing the night before, days before, because you can their material lacks like what it normally would if they gave themselves the proper amount of time to write something fire and memorize it and be able to perform it up to their fucking ability. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just using those two dudes as an example. Well, Hollow is one motherfucker I've never seen choke. You can tell he takes the amount of time that he has and has been allotted to prepare and come professionally, especially with the bags that dude probably gets to battle. You know what I'm saying? He knows that he owes that to the culture because he set a standard for himself and his brand. You know what I'm saying? So why would you lower yourself and the standards you set for yourself by showing up and fucking up? Why? But it's because they keep giving these dudes big plates anyway. They keep giving these dudes chances anyway. Like A-Ward said, Twerk could spit on the floor at URL and they'd still pay him and give him a big plate and a big look. And I don't understand how his car accident gets him out of the weeds as far as choking all the time. Why does that make you anticipated to come back now? I don't give a fuck if you got in a car accident, the trepanation ritual you went through, but not even no real car accident. None of it adds up. And then you get over on the fucking community. Like, get the donations and shit. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. I don't know. I just hate the fact that people are using that shit and wearing that shit damn near like a badge of honor, that late prep shit. Man, prep for real and take the shit serious or get the fuck out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't book yourself so much if you can't handle it. If you need more time. That's why I respect Calico for coming out and saying, I need this much time. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm not going to do it. Because I have a standard that I set for myself that I want to live up to. It's your boy, man. Brick Street Sprite, Brick Street Hooligans, Brick Street Media, Hooli Vision. Like, subscribe, comment, man. This is just some shit I wanted to speak on, some shit that been in my that really been pissing me off lately about a lot of battle rappers and why we've been seeing a lot of lackluster performances. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that people should be so accepting of that bullshit. You know what I mean? We should be on motherfuckers' helmets about this shit. Straight up. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, let me know what y'all think about all the late prep and people being lazy about prep and showing up and choking and then using that shit as an excuse. And, man, get that shit the fuck out of here, man. And if you did see the Revival card, let me know what y'all thought about that. I thought it was a fire-ass event. My thoughts. I thought Innovate beat Rio in a classic, though. The classic. They both showed up and did their thing. That was the headlining 3-round event or 3-round battle. The rest of them were run-rounders. All fire, man. All fire. They both delivered as anticipated. They showed up fire. Didn't show up and just late. Bro, they really took it serious. And they showed up and gave people the show that they anticipated. That everyone thought that they were going to. They showed up and did not disappoint, man. It was a classic back and forth. A lot of replay value. Bars and bars and bars. Man, it was fire. Holla at your boy. I'm out of here. 100.